97.9 WGRD. Hey, it's Janna with a very special guest, Leigh from West Michigan's own Pop Evil. So good to have you here. Welcome back home.
It's good to be back home, man. It's great to see you.
So good to see you. Just, great to have you back and very excited for the Intersection show coming up Sunday night.
Back at the Intersection, so much Pop Evil history. You know, I've been counting the days to get back and play the Intersection, and this is the week, this is the year. I'm looking forward. It's going to be a lot of energy in that building.
Oh, for sure. Well, talking about being back home in Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to talk about Michigan sports.
Always. Always.
Been
yes.
a lot going down. I know you're a lifelong Lions fan.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
Well,
for
I was
sure.
going to say, maybe we shouldn't talk about that game from this past weekend.
Right. Well, we knew it was going to be a rough season, right? Because we were trying to rebuild and that, but still, it's just, it's always painful. I feel like, you got to go 4 steps backwards. You just go one baby step forward, So hopefully we find the right quarterback and a young guy that can come up and, find the next step. But on a good note, look, Stafford's doing well. I'm excited to see that for him, and
Goodness, yeah.
At least I'm one of those guys. There's probably people out there that don't even want to see him do well, but at least I'm one of those that want to see him do good. And he's given us a lot of hard, tough years, and it's good to see him finally, winning some games. So
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it's weird. All of a sudden, I'm kind of a Rams fan.
Yeah, right. I would never normally be a Rams fan, but Stafford for sure.
Yeah, well, but my husband Charlie is a lifelong Lions fan, and
for sure.
What he always says, this year especially, he was like, "We just got to. It's all about the draft pick." That's
it is.
Like go-to thing.
Yep.
It just comes out of his mouth. It's about the draft pick, though, so it's fine.
He's spoken like a true diehard Lions fan for sure.
Exactly. So the other game over the weekend, the rivalry game, which I would think would be less painful, although. I mean, you guys do have a song called Big House.
Yeah, but we got a lot of love for the Michigan State Spartans too. So I just try to stay neutral. I got a brother too that graduated from Michigan State, so we just try to just keep that day. Actually, that day I went to see Notre Dame. Tried to just keep it. I didn't want to stir up any weird things. And what a game! I was kind of hoping that Jim Harbaugh would be a little less on the hot seat, but it is what it is. So again, trying to stay away.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's still a chance. I just any team other than the SEC, I'm just so over Alabama always winning and being in the hunt. So, I guess I'm cheering for that, really. But look, you never know, and I want, at least maybe we can beat Ohio State. That'd be great. I'll take that.
I think that's the case for so many people, regardless of whether it's U of M or MSU playing Ohio State, like that's who you're rooting for Ohio State to lose.
100%. It's tough because I got friends play at all these universities now, so it's in all these sport teams. I was just at the World Series. I was just at the Dallas Mavericks. So it's just I'm a fan of sports. I try to support the teams that support the band, and try to get out there and give myself a bit of any release that's away from music for a minute. I think is something that I need. That I've done it so many years. So it's nice to kind of refresh your mind and. We're on the verge of writing a new record, so I want to be fresh when I'm back in there doing the music thing and ready to go. So the sports have been a nice release.
Definitely. And the World Series, I heard you were on TV.
Yeah, man, we did the World Series, so, I'm famous, right? There it is. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, I think they had me, we had these great seats. The camera guy, I think, we had some kids there, so I was trying to back out of the way. I had nieces and nephews, so I was trying to film them. I thought they were going to be on the Jumbotron, but sure enough, they put me on it. So I'm like, oh, don't put me on it, but whatever. It is what it is.
So have you been to a World Series?
No, I had never been. And we got a lot of friends and family, obviously, down in Houston. So we had an opportunity. I'm normally touring, so I don't ever get a chance to even go, But this year it worked out. They had tickets for us. And I'm like, look, I'm how many times can you say you go to the World Series, So I'm going. Let's go. So we all went down and checked it out. And I think we woke up that game number 2 to a tornado warning. The tornado would touch down, so it was a really wild morning. Yeah. We got it done, so there were a lot of delayed flights out of there. So we ended up staying in Dallas and, got to see Luka and, got to be courtside to watch a Mavs game. So, again, it's tough, man. All my favorite Detroit teams are rough. Watching the Pistons has been rough, too, lately. But, it was nice to see Luka and some of these iconic NBA guys. And, of course, the World Series. Caught 3 balls, so it was pretty. It's good to be a kid again. It was great.
Caught 3 balls?
Yeah. Caught 3. Well, our team. I caught 1. Another buddy of ours that was with us caught one, and then some of the kids caught one. So we had 3 as a team. So it was wild.
That's awesome. I was
Insane.
like, I feel like that's got to be a record.
It's got to be a record. Got to be a record, right? I mean, I went to baseball games my whole life, never caught any, and I think I caught 5 this year total. So I mean, hey, if there's another side gig on the job on the horizon for me, maybe it's catching foul balls, man. I'll take it.
Well, like you talked about, it's not often that you get to go to these games because you're touring so much. Which I mean, you guys are back on stage this week, and so. For someone who hasn't been to a show in a while, hasn't seen Pop Evil since maybe before the start of the pandemic, there is someone they're not going to see. Matt no longer with the band, and I just wondered if you could talk about that. Maybe there's things you can't say. But
no, I mean, it just when COVID hit, things change. You know what I mean? I mean, we just, we tried to get Matt back. Matt decided to not come back on his own terms, so whatever it was to him, we didn't talk. We had never really discussed specifics after that, but I just know that bands changed and logistics and how we get things done. I mean, there was a sense of urgency now than ever before. And there's a lot of guys that found different jobs and found more consistent work. And whether that was Matt or not, I'm not sure. Again, we haven't talked, but the reality of it is people's goals have changed. You know what I mean? And if they decided, I mean, we were among a lot of bands that band members decided not to come back. And the band's got to keep playing. We got to keep pushing on, and we did. I mean, in some ways, we've been stronger since. And I think the 4 of us that remained, we really made a commitment to each other to really step toward each other rather than stepping away. Because of that loss with Matt, we realized just how fragile this was, and to lose a brother like that. And someone who'd been with us for so long, it's tough, So we again I remember having the meetings when Matt left to just be like, look, we got a choice. Is anyone else? How is everyone feeling? Emotionally before we even talked about the music. Is this something we all want to do? And the 4 of us were like, absolutely, we want to go no matter what. And let's all get closer and be appreciative of the things that we didn't have for the past 2 years when we were dealing with this pandemic, and really, give that much more love to our fan base. And just coming off that 14-week tour, actually, I got COVID during that tour, so it was very unique experience, even with our new single Survivor, just surviving this whole situation. I mean, I think none of us thought we'd ever live through a pandemic. We thought there was something, at least me, that we read about, in the early 1900s or even beyond or earlier, so to have to deal with that now, it's so important to kind of be positive, take that positive energy, just deliver it on stage, let it come through the music, and get those people that are still needing this release and these musical, shows to give them some hope and to give them that inspiration to come back and do what we all love, man. We've been missing it.
Well, we've missed you. We've missed live shows.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
And congratulations. Your 7th number 1.
Crazy, right?
Song you were just talking about with Survivor. And I mean, that's a huge part of it is that I think is that in particular that song is really resonating with people and how they're feeling.
We all can relate, right? We're all surviving this crazy time and hopefully music, like most of us, is that only release a lot of us have, man, that kind of can just get us away for 4 minutes, the length of that song or that album, and just make us forget and just enjoy for a minute, stop and slow down and forget about all the negative and really hopefully be inspired to bring hope and get through this thing. And back coming out now, I think we got a week. I think we got like maybe 6 or 7 shows. We got a couple with Disturbed. It's the last shows we're going to do for 2021. So we're going to get back in and start writing again. And hopefully 2022, we're even that much further and closer to being normal again and doing what we all love. And it's been crazy to actually tour and have to have all these mask regulations. And it's weird. It's different, and even VIPs, we did the VIPs through the whole last tour and, having to have masks on, not being able to give the hugs in different ways, but again, we still didn't want to cancel that. We wanted to be out there on the front lines with our fans and let them know that we are very much like them too. Like you said, we like sports. We talked about, we like everything y'all like. We like the same restaurants. It's just, we now, I mean, I don't know, I think it's our 20th year anniversary, or it was last year. So, we've been doing this a long time and we want to, I think the goals shift too with the pandemic. It's, we want to be more positive and give some kind of positive energy out there in the world and stop being selfish in those ways that are musicians and the fame and the success and just being able to give back through the music again, man. And so kind of really rocked everyone to the core. And now it's how we build ourselves back up. It's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, I think, it's so relatable because everyone's having those feelings of reckoning, right? Like,
totally.
Is this what I want to be doing with my life? Kind of big. It brings up the big questions.
Yeah, it does. And I think, like you said, we talked about musicians, but even people, like, do they want to keep doing those jobs? Do they want to go back to work? It's you really realize the things that are most important: family, your friends, the people that are around you that have helped you through this tough time. So absolutely, it's definitely a different era, and it's a different time to tour, to be a musician, and we just got to embrace it, man. Stay positive about it, and just create new opportunities, man, to just get out there and do what we love.
Yeah. So Joey Walser has been on the road with you. He's been on the Versatile Tour playing bass, and I wondered where do you see that going?
Yeah, I mean, Joey's been with us from the beginning. I think our first tour we ever did was with Egypt Central, with Joey's first band.
Right.
And then, of course, we've kept in contact throughout the years. We all kind of came in that same era. So Joey very much he's naturally felt like a part of Pop Evil, and when we made the call early on, we said, look, can you come help us out? Obviously he's very close with Matt. He knew Matt, so he's like, absolutely, I'll come in there, and we were just going to kind of play it by ear. The last tour was phenomenal. He's a great writer. We got also Blake, who's the drummer of Egypt Central, and Blake Allison, and he's the singer of the band Devour the Day, which is their other band. So, those two guys coming in and kind of trading their war stories with ours. That was what we did all, last tour, the Versatile Tour, 14-week long run that we had over the summer and fall. We were a lot of late nights talking about, things we want to change in this business, things we want to change about our past, and different decisions we might have made in our bands that now we can kind of together have an opportunity to kind of, do things maybe a little differently, kind of write together, create together, discuss together, and of course he's really close with the other band members as well. And we're not really rushing into anything, we're just going to kind of get through 2021. I mean, I think the real reality of the situation, at least for us, and I think for a lot of bands can relate to, is we never even really knew how we were going to tour in 2021. So to get through to January 1, I think is what the goal is, to just be like, wow, we actually did it. We had an album we promoted, and we had, like you said, the 2 number ones. I mean, to think we had, arguably our biggest album during a pandemic is remarkable. So maybe take a couple steps back at the end of the year to kind of reflect on what we've done. And then, of course, look at some of the demos that are coming in that I think I start writing here this month. So, we'll kind of see what we have going on. And then, kind of discuss, talk with Joey, talk with the band, see where everyone's sitting. And if we decide to continue with them, we'll see how that shapes out. If not, then we'll have to regroup and figure out, what the band's next move is. But we're strong. I mean, we're locked in. I mean, the music is, at the end of the day, what carries this band. And we're very much blue collar, Midwest Michigan rooted. So, I mean, we've taken it on the chin our whole career. So, I mean, we're not really scared about it, man. We know what we do. We know what we bring to the table. And, when you're bringing positive music that helps other people, I mean, it's going to take care of itself. And just proving that to the fan base year in, year out, especially this active rock fan base, they're very loyal. We just got some great tours locked in that we're going to be announcing here at the early stages of next year. So, I mean, we're just moving forward, man. Going to branch this thing off, continue into other countries, and just really try to build that so we don't have to tour the U.S. as much. And hopefully I can go home and do a lot more sporting events where not have to tour all year long. But, it's just about that kind of evolution and how we can evolve with our real families, and being back. Our families have sacrificed so much for us to chase this dream. And every time we get back home here to Grand Rapids, it's a reminder of what's really important. I mean, look, we love our jobs and we're so blessed to have it. But, every year we get a little bit older, and every year we get a little bit further away from our real family. So to be able to have COVID and be able to be home. And I remember in the early stages, a lot of our close friends and family were like, man, you don't even really know how to live in the real world. I'm like, man, we haven't. I mean, we got a record deal in 2006, and that was it. We never really been back to. I think maybe a couple months a year we'll be in GR. If you add up all the off time, so we're really not home a ton. But when we are, it's a true reminder that, like, man, all those things I wanted to get away from. It's so excited to come back and want to go to it. Go to the Bob, or go to the Van Endel for a show. Go to Hopcat and get a drink. Like, those are things that we used to do when we were younger.
Go to Woodland Mall.
Go to Woodland Mall. I'll go to Woodland. You hit that on the nail, man. Go to Woodland Mall, man. So, it's just some of those things that are such a reminder of home. And you think about where you've been and where you've traveled since the last time you were at the Woodland Mall a long time ago. So, you know, it's just a part of it, and just enjoying it. I think that this pandemic has really shook us and reminded us that it's that having a hometown as great as, you know, West Michigan and Grand Rapids especially, it's something to be proud of, man. I mean, and we are, and I think you're going to see that, like you said, for those watching the band for the first time, you're going to see an energy now, at least with our band and all the bands that we've toured with and played with recently this summer. There's an energy that's different now that people are coming back from the pandemic, because people realize what could have been taken away from them, and there's an energy now that I've never experienced before any kind of touring opportunity. So if you are on the fence, or if you are a little nervous about coming out, obviously do whatever the protocols are, and be safe. Do what's best for you and your family. It's nothing political about it. You know, just do what's best for you. You know, what makes you comfortable. And then when you do get to come see the bands you love, enjoy it, you know, and enjoy the energy that is there, because there is, it's unique, and it's something different to be able to say that you've been to a show during this tough time. It's something to be proud of, and we're honored to be putting ourselves at risk, you know, for our fans, to give them some hope, give them some music, man, to give them a little bit more energy to get through the next day. Yeah. We can do it together, you know, and do it together with music.
Well, we're absolutely looking forward to all of that energy. And
I love it.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be great to be able to see Pop Evil again this Sunday, Intersection, which links for tickets, GRD app, get them.
Yes.
And you did mention this. So early next year, heading out with Shinedown and Aaron Jones, which a lot of that tour in Canada.
Yeah, we're on the ones only in Canada.
Okay.
So we're going to do a couple more headline things, I think, on the West Coast during that same run. And then from there, we got some things we're going to announce. And then I'm guessing, you know, then when you talk to the musicians and the band members, we don't pay attention as much. So I pay a little more attention than they do. But even then, I mean, you get me past 6 months, it's hard for me to shape up, because everything changes, you know. So we're just going to try to focus on Canada. It's our first time, obviously, being back over there, over the north of the border then, since before the pandemic. Right. So we're really excited to see our Canadian Evils and get them out and give them an opportunity to hear this new music live. Okay. And then, hopefully as well, we can get over get over to Europe and see our Evils over there and do it up. And then, of course, summertime's a whole slew of festivals and fun shows that come with that. But somewhere in there, we got to get back in and record and finish this album. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes out. But we're ready, man. New music's being written, and it's awesome already. I just played a few songs for people at the World Series, and they were absolutely loving it. So again, it's just keep it rolling, right? Just I'm hoping that 2022 is going to be more comfortable for everyone to get out there and, you know, be able to give hugs and high fives again, and get out there and enjoy truly what makes going to see a live show great. It's the people around you. So, I mean, we're looking forward to, fingers crossed, for that next year.
Yes, definitely. Well, that's exciting to know that you know, new music from Pop Evil is in the works. And of course, we are so excited to welcome Pop Evil back home here, playing the Intersection on Sunday night. All the info, links for tickets, get them before they're gone on the GRD app. Leigh, thank you so much.
Thank you, and we love you, West Michigan. Hope to see everybody here this week. And until then, man, have a great. Hopefully everyone had a great Halloween. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And let's Pop Evil style this week. Let's do it. See you at the Intersection.